The title is correct, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The Dragonov Sniper, a huge story update, and so much more is cooking. So without further ado, I hope that you're positively exhilarated for a banger of the last hour of the episode coming your way. And what better way to start out the episode than by announcing that we've got a new true friend dog. We got the husky true friend. Yeah, literally during the last Friday 6 p.m. Eastern time stream that we were doing, it just like the dog breeding event was going on. So I'm like, hey, I got some dogs, I'll breed them. And somehow we were actually lucky enough to finally have a true friend of the husky variety. Say hello to Oliver. Ollie Oxenfree. Ollie, my boy, is here, and he is gonna be joining us for some fun in today's episode because a lot of fun is going to be had. Star, what are you talking about? During a stream? You stream? Yes, sirree. We are streaming every single Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time, playing Last Night Earth, having a ball, having a blast over at twitch.tv/Starsnipe. If you don't know what time that starts, your local time zone, twitch.tv/Starsnipe. That schedule will be able to go in and help you out. Also, link at the very tippity top of the description. We are live every single week, same time, same place, with the face cam on, with the live chat rolling, making for a positively awesome time. And yeah, it's just a great way of getting some bonus Last Hours action and content your way. Great way of starting off the weekend every single week. Once you know what time it starts, your local time zone at the same time that it's starting every single week, so super easy to keep track of after you make it out to one of these things. And best of all, y'all get to interact with me and the entire community live. Y'all can literally, as y'all are chatting, I'm seeing it live. Y'all are able to influence the stream and all that jazz as it's going on, which makes it for an awesome time. But all right. Side notes aside, we have got to get into some meats, baby. All right, and okay, that sounded strange, but you know, metaphorical meat, you know, and that starts at the transportation hub, because this is where our journey does take us at the time being. As y'all do know, before we make our way over to the Dragonov and to the huge story update of which that I speak, we have some business here, some unfinished business at the transportation hub that we must make our way through. So without further ado, we've got a lot of zombies swarming us, and I'd like to dodge them and absolutely avoid as much damage as possible with the power of pistol drizzle. Dude, how many bloaters are gonna freaking run up on me at the exact same time? But we are freaking hitting them with the jukes and the shoots and the jukes. It is all going well, and Ollie Oxenfree over here is doing such a fantastic job. Also, another side note on the dog side of things, that also happened during that stream. We finally did get our third puppy of the leader variety, like the leader perk, and it's the leader perk that does 5 extra damage. So the dog, the true friend dog, if y'all do not know, does do 5 base damage, and then after that, the leader perk can actually increase the damage of the dog an additional 5 damage, up to 3 of those perks, meaning that right now we're at the theoretical maximum, actually almost the theoretical maximum, because another thing that I was trying to do with the dog breeding that unfortunately I was not lucky enough to accomplish is actually getting a true friend dog that also has the leader perk, because again, the true friend dog's base damage is 5. Each leader perk can increase the damage by up to 5 more, and each of my non-true friend dogs, which is 3 of them, actually does have that version of the leader perk that does do an extra 5 damage. But the true friend dog itself does not have that perk, unfortunately, and I was not lucky enough to make that magic happen. Maybe next time. But essentially what that means is that the theoretical maximum is actually 25 if your true friend dog does also have the leader perk. Otherwise it is 20. And of course, this only applies for the kind of historical dogs, so to speak. Because if y'all do not know, with the addition of Where the Heck Are You, the basket of puppies, and specifically the Rottweiler puppy, it is possible for the Rottweiler puppy to have new perks that actually can increase its damage by a lot more than most true friends should be able to do. Also, a little trick that I've started doing when I am dealing with this particular mob of zombies that we are about to run up on is stripping butt naked first and foremost. All right, hear me out. Okay, this is gonna sound a little bit more sane, because all of the zombies that we deal with here are, well, kind of a little bit on the annoying side. For example, we got this smasher over there, and I would like to deal with these smashers one by one, but long story short, oh, he hit us a little bit there. That is not good. But essentially, the worst part of dealing with these guys is getting hit by that acid melter because, gosh freaking darn it, he just keeps on spitting. But guess what? The worst part about that acid melter spit is that it destroys the durability of your armor. Guess what? When you're naked, you don't have any armor. Now, you might be like, Star, doesn't that mean you should be melting your skin? Probably, dude. I probably should be straight flesh and bones right now. But somehow, the skin has stayed intact, and as a result of that, our armor is able to easy peasy lemon squeezy stay in full durability. Now, obviously, it does burn through some extra medical supplies, so you have to be a little bit cautious on that side of things. But outside of that, it's a pretty cash money thing, if you ask me. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna be checking in some of these bags because some of the bags that you can get in this freaking zone are so powerful. And not that one, but gosh darn it, dude. Like, you can literally find like full durability shotguns and the like inside of these places, that it truly is just so incredible. But yeah, back to the Rottweiler puppy, which we are still trying to get our hands on a true friend of that pup. Definitely. Okay, dude, of course he spawns right there, so I can't even fight back yet. There we go. At least we have to take him down before he did any more spitting than that. And we did get hit by a couple of spits. That's all right. We will go onwards and upwards and be A to the O to the K. And then deal with this schmuck over here. But yeah, with the Rottweiler puppy, getting a true friend of the Rottweiler technically could be so crazy because there is a perk on the Rottweiler that lets it do 50% more damage. So we can get a Rottweiler that does up to 30 damage. And also there's another perk for the Rottweiler. Oh, I gotta go in and bring out the drone. Why don't we go and do that? And that perk is going, and that other perk from the Rottweiler that I'm thinking of literally lets its bite do bleeding damage, which is so freaking high potential and powerful. Like, think of the possibilities when your dog is gonna be able to cause your enemies to bleed. That is something usually reserved for the likes of like the baseball bat active skill mod, or like the slasher, or like the flare gun. Those are some of the main guns that do damage over time via setting enemies on fire or causing them to bleed or something like that. Well, that power actually could be extended to your pup via the Rottweiler puppies. This is something, of course, that we covered in our Rottweiler update video, but it is not something that we have managed to get our hands on yet quite personally. And okay, they're gonna be doing a lot of damage over there because the toxic darters, man. Which also, I mean, I guess I could strip naked if we're dealing with the toxic darters, because they also are kind of a cheeky enemy in that it doesn't essentially, how do I explain this? They always do 40 damage. It doesn't matter if you're wearing impenetrable armor or you are butt naked, as I have been throughout a suspicious amount of this video. They are, ooh, okay, we got a little AK mod over here. I already have this mod, unfortunately, but hey, I'll take it. I can trade that in and get maybe another mod that I already have, because I literally have like every weapon mod unlocked. Dude, that's another thing that we need, man. We need some new weapon mods to get added into the game, because it does feel like a hot minute since we have had any kind of like innovation on that side of things. And let me just say, dude, I want to be able, I mean, here's the thing, I'm prepared. All right, y'all know me. I'm like forever hoarding and preparing for all the trials and tribulations the last day on Earth might throw our way. And I am very well prepared to not get hit by that acid melter over there. Just hit with a little sidestep. I'm very well prepared for actually an exact situation like that, man. Whenever they can get some new mods or something inside of the game, I am gonna be ready to go ham, egg, and cheese on crafting those puppies, because I've got a bunch of whatchamacallit, because I already have like so many blueprints saved up, from like doing like season passes and stuff like that. I actually do have like, you know, some files with rare blueprints here, among other stuff, that I am saving for specifically an occasion like that, for unlocking the new blueprints. And then I don't know if y'all have seen what our loot stores look like back at home, but long story short, I have like a lot of all of the materials that you may potentially need for crafting this type of stuff, you know? So I am definitely prepared. Let's get you to explode. And I'm just going to try to sidestep you, because I don't want to deal with you. And it looks like we're dealing with 3 riot shield zombies, which is a pretty annoying number of riot zombies to deal with. But our luck was pretty decent, and their shields were not up in a super obnoxious order, which I highly do appreciate. Speaking of the stream, like I was doing a little bit earlier, dude, I actually had like the unluckiest thing happen. I was pretty lucky in that they just so happen to not be too annoying with all of their timings, because dude, when there's like a large group of riot zombies, it is just so obnoxious to deal with these guys, because like you can only really shoot the guy in front, and if the guy in front just so happens to have his shield up, you know, sometimes you can just run into this situation where they're just like perfectly switching off and the guy in front always has a shield, and okie dokie. Cookie, that's some solid stuff right there. Yeah, that could have been a disaster during the last stream because I literally did a transportation hub run where there were 4 riot shield zombies. I don't think I've ever encountered that many riot shield zombies at once in my last day on Earth career, but bro, if it's popsicle, it's possible, because it was definitely possible in this very location that we are now doing. But luckily it didn't get too out of hand, but I was pooping my pants a little bit, man. That definitely could have got fugly if you ask me. And with that, we have deactivated the electricity here and we have cleared out this little side area. Still don't I've gotten a blueprint, a drone blueprint once out of this location. To this day, still nada, man. And unfortunately I can't give them these blueprints. I wish I could. That actually be so cash money because I have so many of these saved up back base. Last day on Earth, please, if you are watching this video, listen to me. Okay, I think this would be pretty cool. Let me also turn in weapon blueprints to get drone blueprints, eh? I think that'd be pretty fun. I think that'd be pretty enjoyable. I think the people would love to see it. But anyways, I digress. There's my little spiel. Last day on Earth, please. If y'all agree, let me know in that comment section down below, man. Because like seriously, I feel like I never get drone blueprints in this location after like the first time, which I feel like is a guaranteed drone blueprint spawn. And I don't know. I'd appreciate getting drone blueprints. It definitely seems like it'd be helpful. And I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. I think that'd be pretty fair. You know, maybe like whatever the exchange ratio would be would depend, but just having some capacity and like having a new method of kind of like funneling blueprints towards something, especially something newer like the drones, I think would be pretty cool and I think would be pretty fair. But let me know what y'all think in that comment section down below. And while y'all are down there, don't forget to hit the bejesus out of that like a button, because I'm a YouTuber, man. And you know, YouTubers, our lifeblood is likes. Without likes, I might die. I like living, so I'll help a brother out. All right, I appreciate it. Hopefully, of course, y'all are enjoying that out of the video as well. And most important of all, hopefully y'all are having an absolutely fan-freaking-tastic day of the most amazing variety that only keeps on getting better from here on out, whether that be from the video, bring your smile, bring your guilt, anything or everything like that. Does not matter to me how a little bit of joy can go ahead and make its way into your day today. I'm just crossing my fingers that I really do. That's exactly what that joy do, because nothing else brings a smile to my face like no, that hopefully I might be able to bring one to yours in some way, shape, form, fashion. And yeah, let's go ahead and sidestep that and then go and take you down. Thank you so much, Ollie, for the help. I appreciate that. But whatchamacallit, yeah, whether it be from some of the nonsense that we are getting in through the video, whether it be some of the high octane action, whether it be some of the goofy stuff that we're constantly doing, because y'all know me, I'm a pretty big goofball, and there's always some goofs and gas going on in our iconic adventures, or whether it be some of the action we're doing or some of the new features that we are showing off, which by the way, we are always trying to show off the latest and greatest of last day on Earth, which is just another reason that you gotta make sure that you are subscribed with that notification bell hit, so you are staying in the loop with all things LDoE, and also other fun survival games and stuff like that y'all should definitely be checking out, because I definitely do love seeing my fair share of games. And if I like a game, I feel like there's a good chance that y'all may enjoy it as well. And oh, I am not enjoying that we have 3 Carrions coming after us, and the freaking toxic darter as well. This is not fun, man. Not enjoying this at all. Not very good. No, okay, but okay. We took down 2 of them, so that's a little bit better. We're doing A to the O to the K. Let's go and start healing with our little healing skill, and voila, marvelous. We're good. Let's take you down. Woo! That's stressful, man. Like that part of the level is always stressful, but because of like all 3 Carrions are running up after you. There's a freaking hello parasites. I forgot about it, man. They started spawning it after like a miniature update happened to the transport update. They didn't used to spawn in, but then they do, and sometimes I still get caught sleeping a little bit, man. What can I say? It's sleepy weather outside, and I got caught sleeping in the last day on Earth. No, but actually, like it has been like pretty sleepy weather. Like literally just yesterday, there was like a little miniature monsoon hitting Chicago, man, and there I think like an inch of rain or something fell. And holy guacamole, man. Let me just tell you, like it's still pretty cloudy today. I'm just feeling sleepy, dog. I need a little bit more sun back in my life. Is that just me? I feel like it's a universal thing, man. When it's sunny out, just like so much more energetic. If it's like rainy or cloudy out, man, the Z's just pile on you. And decent loot over here. I'll take it. I don't mind it. I would have preferred something else, but I could roll with those punches. Don't mind me. Now, for the most part, the enemies inside of the warehouses should be taken care of. We do have a locked box over here, and hopefully this will be where the shotgun is, because I feel like usually we get a shotgun. But it's not guaranteed. But I feel like usually on average, I'll get like at least 1 shotgun or like mini Uzi out of a transport hub run, along with like some pistols and stuff like that. But it appears like the goody good goods are avoiding us at the moment. Now, we still do have the best chests of this location to check out. So all hope is not yet lost, ladies and gentlemen. But the hope is starting to wither just a little bit, but that's all right, because this is the most important part of every transport hub run, at least if you are me, and that of course is going to be what is, let me just go throw that drone into there, what is going to be the 4th crate, because if after you repair the forklift, and if you want to build, which I am currently doing, the second phase of the drone upgrade workbench, you require 40 copper wire. Now you can get that if you level up your settlement up to level 4, which is not a cheap thing to do. I'm well on my way towards it. My settlement is like halfway between like level 3 and level 4, so I should be able to get that done in the not too distant future. Anyways, but the transport hub location can also, if it is generous, give you some copper wire. We just need this little chest that we're about to run up on to not have a Genesis symbol on it. We need it to be a red box and not a white box, because in every crate slot, there's one of 2 possible crates that can spawn in. So wish me luck. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please. Yeah, buddy. That's what I'm talking about. I'm about to die of excitement. No, I can't die of excitement, because then this video will never see the light of day, and I have an obligation to the people of YouTube. Woo! To get some good loot. I've actually seen better from this chest, but this is like not bad. But I've got an obligation for the people of YouTube to bring y'all some joy, and I'm gonna do that if it's the last thing I do. I mean, don't worry, I'll live, but I'm just being dramatic, okay? I like to be dramatic sometimes. Let me be a little drama queen. All right, I appreciate it. Let's go and throw some of those up into there, because we're definitely gonna be needing them for the boss battle that indubitably is going to await us in the not too distant future. Now, of course, this is a location is on a 2-day respawn timer, so I can't come back for a lot of this stuff, which I'm gonna need to do, because unfortunately, the biggest backpack in the game only gives us 15 additional slots. But man, last day on Earth. I'm just saying, you know, in this huge story update of which I speak and will, you know, dive a little bit more in depth on here in just a jiffy, you definitely should make sure to, you know, maybe give us a bigger backpack. I feel like we're due, dude. We're due for a backpack that gives us 20 additional slots, especially with some of these new locations. There's how much loot is available inside of them. I think it'd be pretty perfect, but I don't know. At first, we were able to get larger containers. We thought that they would be cold and we'd be able to store all the food in them, but someone started knocking and banging on the roof at night there, and then they roared. No one is there to open any of the containers. I wonder, could that be the massive 3,000 health miner boss that just so happens to spawn in? I feel like it might be. And also, let's go and activate the drone and get the drone up in here and have him actually help us fight all of these schmucks, because dude, that's the best part about doing this. Actually, man, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. If I should have brought my shotgun range, because actually shotgun would have been like perfect for dealing with this many enemies. And there we go. Let's go and get to mowing down on these schmucks and put a little juke. Although, dude, the annoying thing about these zombies and why I do like kind of like luring them away instead of dealing with them in like hand-to-hand combat like this. Well, it's not really hand-to-hand, it's more like bullet to face. But in close quarters like that is because, dude, even if you like dodge their attacks, they still will heal every time they swing at you, which actually does seem like a glitch. Like last day on Earth, I feel like you should investigate this. Like, if there is a enemy that heals themselves when they hit you, like, if they miss their hit, they shouldn't heal themselves. That, like, I don't know, that's like a vampire like missing a bite on someone but drawing blood anyway. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really make sense, you know? But I don't know, maybe I haven't watched enough Twilight. Maybe I don't understand the vampire mechanics enough to truly understand the nuances of this, you know? But okay. This is gonna be the crate that has the goodies inside. There's gonna be a pale zombie on the inside. There's now a dead zombie on the outside. Let's go and get a little backup weaponry up into here. I'll just go and bring in the VSS. We gotta get close. Wakey, eggs and bacon to this fella. We will be dealing with him from a distance. We'll get him with 1 bullet of that and a few bullets of that, and he's donezo. And the best chest of the location has... I mean, okay, dude, I'll take 4 high-tech components. That is pretty rare loot that we are acquiring. In terms of the weapon, the crossbow, man, listen, dude, I'm not a hater, but the thing is, this weapon, it's powerful, but it's like a slower firing shotgun. It does 70 damage, but it takes so long to fire, you know? Like, I'm pressing fire! It's like a whole second delay until you fire, whereas, you know, you bring out the shotgun, ka-chow! Ka-chow! You know, everything happens a lot faster. You can literally hear things just going down, but here they do not go down, you know? So I don't know. I'll come back for that though. That's definitely still a nice, cool weapon. And if you are fighting slow enough zombies that are very powerful, for example, frenzied giants that you might not want to get into close quarters with, it is still a powerful and potent weapon. Don't get me wrong, but all right. Now, there's gonna be a boss battle of some sort awaiting us. The question is, which boss will we face today? Will it be the miner or the butcher? Okay, well, this is just, well, there's an engine here that I can take. I don't really need this back at home, so, but there you go. We got an engine, yay! That is the thing, man. There's always 2 crates that are guaranteed to spawn in. You have the crate that we just opened up over here with the best chest inside of it. You have a boss crate, and then the 3rd crate is kind of just random. And this random one just happened to have an engine inside for some reason, you know? So, yeah, it is what it is. But, I digress. Now we know that this crate will contain the boss. So without further ado, what's up, Butcher, my dude? Let's go and bring you away because you are going, we do not want you to be close to your turkey friends, okay? Because they are essentially the method with which how the butcher heals. And we do not want the butcher to heal. Now the butcher will not start trying to heal until he gets down to 1,000 health. So we have got a little bit of time here, a little bit of time to have a little bit of fun dealing with the butcher and all of that. And that is exactly what we are gonna do. Play a little bit of ring around the rosy around this thing. Now, if we want, we could let him hit us and we might be able to get him into this like nifty little, just kind of loop where, ooh, I'm gonna have to drink some water soon here. This is kind of like unfortunate. I hope I don't have to pee while this is happening. That would be really awkward if I drink water and then I have to pee. It has happened before. So I really hope I'm not on the brink of breaking, you know, breaking the seal. That could be disastrous. But we're just gonna play a little bit of ring around the rosy here with the butcher. Now here's the thing, if I want to, I could risk it for the biscuit and try to get into some melee combat with him. And if I'm lucky, we'll like get him to start like, well, okay, unfortunately these hits that he's doing right now are, okay, there we go. That's what I'm talking about right there. We can get him to do hits just like that, which is exactly what we are looking for. And we might actually try to get him to do one more thing like that before, oh, he does heal whenever he does hit us though, which I don't really want to be putting up with. Okay, he's healing up a little bit more. Can you do like your, there you go, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. He's gonna do his big attack like that. And then we are gonna, oh, barrel roll out of there and try to do absolutely as much damage to him as we can before he makes his way back to the turkeys, because yes, now he is on a path of destruction. He is hungry for turkeys, and I'm just gonna go and stab him up a little bit. And okay, I'm gonna try to beat him to the turkey punch, because if he's the one that kills the turkey, he can heal off. And if I kill the turkey, he is unable to heal. So we have got to try to play our cards right. And where the heck are the turkeys? Okay, turkey number 1, you're done. Turkey number 2, you're done. And then turkey number 3 appears to be hiding over here. Well, guess what, turkey number 3, you too, my friend, are not making it out of here. And then we're gonna go and lure the butcher back over this way before he summons any more turkeys. I believe we can, what prompts the butcher to take action is like if he touches us, or no, okay, just like summon more turkeys over there. No, get that back here, dude. No, he's actually, no, will I kill him in time? No, I was actually so close, dude. Bruh, unbelievably major for a moment. He had like 6 health left, whatever. Well, he's only got like 200. He's gonna be dying anyway. But, that actually would have been so fantastic, but alas, it was not. And okay, I'm gonna try to get a little bit of distance here and then just like really quickly throw on the VSS and deal with them from a distance, because I believe he's about to fart, because that's the first thing he does after he eats. Yeah. And there you go, you're done. Now I do have to wait for his stank cloud to dissipate, because it will deal some damage to me. I'm also gonna eat up a little bit of food, because luckily food does bring up our water a little bit. Well, I guess we're out of battle. What I was gonna say is food brings up your water a little bit, but it won't make you pee. Whereas water potentially could make you pee. Now luckily, I don't have to pee, because if I did, it wouldn't let me drink another bottle of water, but that could have been bad. I've literally had that happen to me in the middle of like some of the most intense boss battles in LDoE history. But luckily we were a little bit more fortunate there, and we were able to hold off our thirst and be A to the O to the K. Let's make our way over here, activate the cargo delivery terminal, and see just how good our luck will be, because even though there are 4 crates, the one that I want is going to be number 4, the classified crate, i.e., if you ask me, the best crate there is. It gets us a chance at getting a drone blueprint, which is pretty cool. And even though it doesn't show in these 9 items, copper wire is also on the menu, and of course plenty of otherwise drone parts that will be helping us with crafting some of these recipes once we can finish building up this upgrade bench. But and we can also get like freaking Genesis weapons and stuff like that, so it's pretty cash money. So without further ado, let's unload it, let's plop it down, and big money, no whammy, 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 bang, baby! That's what I'm talking about. That brings our copper wire total up to 31, and I've gotten 9 out of this crate before, so there's a real chance that the very next time we open up this crate, we are gonna have everything we need to create the one, the only drone upgrade workbench, which is indubitably something that I am looking forward to. And after stashing a few things, let's go back into here and let's grab a few of these things that I 100% want to bring back home with me ASAP, and then I will return for the rest of these, because again, we do still have 2 whole days until this location does respawn, luckily, but that's what I'm talking about, baby. We are so close to greatness on this front, and you know what other front we are so close to greatness for? I, of course, am talking about 2 things. Number 1, boom! I'm talking about this very video that we are seeing here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, shared by the developers of Last Day on Earth. And this, of course, is titled the SVD teaser, otherwise known as the Dragonov. This is the teaser trailer for the very next update, which will be introducing arguably the most powerful weapon in Last Day on Earth that has been teased ever since the beginning. The trailer, I mean, it really doesn't tell us much besides it just focuses on the gun. It's like a 10-15 second trailer, so really not a whole ton to break down besides, of course, the confirmation of the existence of the Dragonov coming to the very next Last Day on Earth update. And if you go ahead and follow me over here, if y'all do not know, the Dragonov is, of course, essentially like in purely in terms of the blueprints, it is the most end game weapon on this list, okay? It is the weapon that, I mean, unless you're counting the mortar, but that doesn't really seem like a weapon. That seems more of like something that you put down that's a little more stationary, whereas the Dragonov is like a mobile weapon. So I'm considering it the most powerful weapon in LDoE. Now, what do we know about this? Well, we do know that this self-loading sniper rifle, popular both in the army and mass culture, it is going it's gonna be faster than like the AWP, the AWP, whatchamacallit, like that weapon that we literally just got from doing that. It's gonna be faster than the ultimatum. I just call it the op because that's what it's called in like CSGO and stuff like that. It's gonna be much faster firing than this, probably more akin to the VSS, because the Dragonov is definitely much more semi-automatic than some of the bolt action sniper rifles. We of course can't expect it to be more powerful than the VSS Ventores because it's literally just a more powerful, more end game weapon regardless. And the interesting thing is we may or may not be getting attachments for this gun. Now, the reason that I say this is because all the weapons like inside of the blueprints, Glock, shotgun, M16, AK-47, VSS, these are all modifiable weapons, and the Dragonov may follow suit in that, because here's the thing: we have gotten new weapons, right? But they're like armor piercing weapons or weapons that aren't in the crafting menu. But the Dragonov has more in common with these weapons in that it's been kind of like in existence in the background for a long time. And if it does follow suit and have more in common with these weapons, which it already does because it's over here in the blueprint tab, we can kind of expect it to potentially have some weapon mod blueprints, which would be really cool because that would make it the first new weapon with weapon mod blueprints ever since the latest weapon mod update. And I mean, it's been a while since we've gotten new ones in general. Maybe it means that this update will also contain modifications for other guns like armor piercing weapons and stuff like that. Also, another thing, we don't know if the Dragonov may or may not be an armor piercing type of weapon. I'm leaning towards no, just because again, all the weapons here, none of the weapons inside of this menu are armor piercing. Who knows, maybe the Dragonov breaks that trend, or maybe, I mean, I'm kind of leaning towards it more following in the footsteps of its predecessors. And due to that, the fact that I'm leaning towards it not being an armor piercing weapon, I think that modifications could very well be on the table. Of course, I've been clamoring, if y'all been watching the videos for a while, for armor piercing weapons to get mods as well, because especially some of the fully automatic ones, recoil control would be massive. It would be so cool to be able to mod some of those puppies. But I digress. That's something I've broken down and gone in depth in on the past. But the focus of today is the Dragonov and what it does signify, because it means one of two things. Number one is that just the Dragonov is going to be added into the game, or number two, the Dragonov is going to be added into the game and it's going to be something that we can craft. Now, that's two very different outcomes. On one possibility, it might just be, a reward that we get within season passes, like the flamethrower, at the end of like stories or quests, at the end of events. It might just be a very hard to attain weapon, but not craftable. Now that possibility is less exciting, but more realistic, because the other possibility is that the Dragonov gets added into the game and is a craftable weapon, in which case it is hinting towards the existence and addition of Tungsten tungsten bars within this update as well. In what capacity can we go and harvest raw tungsten and refine it into tungsten bars at the refined melting furnace? Can we find tungsten bars via, you know, added to the loot table, some of the hardest locations in the game? Maybe hard mode laboratory, hard mode Bunker Bravo, whatchamacall, wait, Bunker Bravo doesn't have a hard mode, just Bunker Bravo in general, dude. Bunker Bravo is hard mode. Or at the end of the transport hub, you know, there are possibilities for the raw materials for the Dragonov to be added to some of these loot tables, or the Dragonov even being added to the loot tables of some of the most difficult locations in the game as well. So those are kind of like the two primary possibilities for what this does signify. It's either just the weapon being added into the game, or it's going to be a part of something bigger that could contain things like tungsten bars and help tie in the Dragonov with the rest of the update. But before we break that down a little bit further, I think y'all also got to see this. This was very recently shared by the developers of Last Day on Earth. Hello, survivors. We're coming up plenty of curious changes for this upcoming update. One of them is that the familiar stories will be significantly revised, and they will turn into a completely different system of tasks. The old stories will become unavailable, so we recommend you complete the quest before the release of the game update, which is scheduled to come out within 7 days from the publication of the post, aka update confirmed, coming within the next week. Don't worry, your rewards for the completed tasks won't go anywhere, even if you fail to claim them in time. Transitioning to something new and unfamiliar always involves caution, but we assure you that we try to take all of your notes into account and make the new version more convenient and interesting. See you in the game. So what does all this mumbo jumbo mean? This essentially is telling us that what we can expect is going to be some sort of revamp of the story system, which I don't exactly know what that means. They just said that this is going to be significantly revised. I don't know if that means that they're completely removing this idea of acts and chapters and potentially reorganizing them into quests. I don't know if it means that, like, you know, like that is such an open-ended way of talking about this that all that we really know is that they're saying that the old stories will become unavailable. So what that means is that, I mean, to me, it seems like Act 1 and Act 2 is essentially going to be wiped out. So you are going to want to potentially try and get these as fast as you can to try and claim some of the rewards while you can. Although it does seem like what they are replacing these acts with will have similar rewards and probably accomplish similar things, because here's why, they still gotta, I don't think they're gonna completely get rid of the acts, because you really can't, because if you think about it, Act 2 over here introduces the settlement, and the settlement is such a big part of the game now. It is a big part of the end game, but you know, it's like they're not just gonna get rid of the settlement all of a sudden. So whatever is going on with this revision that they're talking about, I don't know. I think it means that maybe they're gonna move away from this kind of act/chapter system and maybe just make it more quest-based, where, oh, after you finish this quest, here's the next quest, you know? Maybe just instead of organizing things in acts, it'll just be one long continuous quest line, in which case maybe a lot of what was planned is still gonna happen, just it'll be organized in a different way. And one thing that I think could potentially have spurred this is actually the transport hub, because if you think about it, to access the transport hub, you have to pretty much complete Act 2, but the transport hub isn't actually directly related to the stories. The transport hub isn't, related to an act. There's no transport hub missions within any of this stuff. This is all completely different. So it almost seems like they're doing this to reconcile what they had in mind and envisioned with the story initially with kind of what it turned into. And I think kind of a bigger part of it is going to be bringing the transport hub in line with the storyline, so it actually directly does tie into this new storyline thing. I think that just seems like the most likely, because they can't just completely get rid of the storyline, because that would it's such a big part of how the settlement is introduced, and I think that is gonna have to stay the same. So I think a lot of what you do within the story is still gonna exist in the game. I just think it'll be reorganized, and instead of being this Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 thing, it'll just be oh, here's this quest. Oh, you completed this quest. Here's this next quest, and it'll be one long continuous storyline that isn't really broken up into acts and stuff like that. But time will tell. We'll see exactly what's up with that, and I also do think it will tie in the transport hub directly into the new/revamp stories, because technically, I mean, you need to do the stories to unlock the transport hub, but the transport hub isn't directly part of the stories. If they do this revamp that they're talking about, I think one thing that would just make sense would be tying the transport hub into the revamped stories and doing that one long continuous quest line. They can just throw in the transport hub quests into it, because right now the transport hub quests don't actually exist in the stories, but you have to complete Act 2 to unlock them. So it's kind of weird, and I think it will make things a little bit more consistent. I'm sure that there's gonna be some other nuances and stuff that do get added into that as well. But let me know what y'all think in that comment section down below about how you think this all is going to tie in, and potentially, I mean, with the, you know, with the story revamp, there could be new quests, because we do know that the Dragonov's coming in the story update. So it very well could be that there are gonna be new quests added in as well that does tie into how we acquire the Dragonov. Now, we know that, you know, this whole kind of like act system seemingly is gonna be phased out. So maybe, you know, it's not like we're gonna be getting Act 3, but maybe we're gonna be getting some quests that otherwise would have been in Act 3, but instead will just be kind of like sequential quests. And then those quests will, you know, unlock like the Dragonov as a reward, potentially tie in Tungsten, definitely a little bit bigger picture, but potentially possible, and ultimately lead us to, I mean, the conclusion of the transport hub quest line, you know, kind of hints towards the existence of the suburb. So it very well could be that this revamped storyline also does introduce the suburb in a more formalized fashion to us, and maybe we can start making some progress towards repairing this bridge and or unlocking whatever method of getting to the suburb is going to be possible, you know? So a lot of possibilities there. Very interested to see what happens with this update. Very mysterious, but we know for a fact the Dragonov is coming, and the stories are going to be changed, and this is all going to be happening within the next week. So time will tell. We'll see exactly what happens, and I'm gonna be covering the bejesus out of it as soon as it does happen. Make sure you're subscribed with that notification bell hit, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And of course, let me know what y'all think in that comment section down below about the Dragonov, about the story update revamp, about the fact this update's dropping within the next week. You know, and I don't know, man, maybe the fact that, you know, so far we've only seen a Dragonov teaser trailer means that this will be a bit of a smaller update, because we haven't seen like any trailers for other stuff, which is, again, like, I feel like if there would have been like a bigger story update, it'd be more possible that we'd see a bigger teaser trailer for, you know, whatever Act 3 or new quest lines will be added in, which makes me think that since the main teaser we've seen is for the Dragonov and nothing else, and we know the update's coming within the next week, and we haven't seen anything besides that, it does make me lean towards this maybe being a smaller update. Maybe we'll get the Forlorn Fair Week 3, actually. That's another possibility. Because usually if it'd be like a more major update, I feel like we would have gotten a more major teaser trailer by now, but I digress. Let me know what y'all think in that comment section down below. I'm positively looking forward to it and seeing what we as a community can go ahead and come up with and start getting excited, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for the very next Last Day on Earth update. But with that said, with that done, let's start wrapping it up for me for now. Thank you guys a whole ton for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. See ya.